When words finally have consequences. Okay, I want to see this. Adin Ross situation.
Now a local tax expert will do your taxes for $150 all in.
Now most of us still remember what things used to look like on a playground. There was always that bully, the big loud one, who would ridicule someone weaker by pushing them around and embarrassing them. And most of the time nothing happened until
Okay, hold on. Blackie grew the fucking twisties and he died half and he went to half and half. Is them real? I don't know. Blackie, he changing. He definitely changing. I remember this was his face for a minute. I remember I didn't even know Blackie was Blackie.
one day it did, until the bully finally met their judgment day and got a cold dose of reality to the face. Now that era in a lot of ways is gone. Things are different now. We live in a time where these devices have become an outlet for that same bully behavior, except now it's separated from real world ramifications. Everyone has access to the same voice, speaking into the same microphone, to the same audience, but that voice isn't tested in the same way. There's no immediate pushback, nothing you have to answer to in the moment. The words go out fast, but their impact has a way of boomeranging back, and that return is exactly what we're watching play out right now.
Real shit. Cause at first you had to worry about what a motherfucker was gonna say directly back to you. Now when you say it on the internet, you gotta wait for the message to actually get to them first, then for them to respond, then for the message to get back to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that immediate, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. And then I don't know.
If you've been on the internet over the last few days, you might have seen something about the Adin Ross and Doechii situation.
This pic is so look at this dude's face, man. And I didn't know he had that AR chain with a heart.
Specifically, some of the things Ross said about the rapper and
that looked like what's that girl name? What's that girl name that just went on stream with Tylil? Harry? I don't know that.
About the Adin Ross and Doechii situation. Specifically, some of the things Ross said about the rapper and singer Doechii. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who Adin Ross is, he's a 25-year-old streamer about the rapper and...
I feel like, see, if I was I feel like y'all would pick the worst pictures. And I feel like y'all always do that. I know these people be feeling like that. Just like with that picture with Eddie. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is a good picture.
The internet over the last few days, you might have seen something about the Adin Ross and Doechii situation. Specifically, some of the things Ross said about the rapper and singer Doechii. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who Adin Ross is, he's a 25-year-old streamer.
Like if I was famous and shit, and I've been blew up, why would y'all pick this old ass picture of me? I would be so pissed.
Who rose to prominence during the pandemic. A lot of his early traction came through.
I'd be like, hey, goddamn.
His connection to Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, who appeared on his stream.
Which is crazy. I forgot that's how he got on. But Bronny was smart to cut that off quick.
James multiple times early on. From there, Adin quickly became one of the most recognizable young streamers on the internet, building a massive audience and a huge amount of
influence. Was just chill. I think what Adin was. He was just like the chill white dude, bro. The chill white dude, cool.
What?
He streamed with Bronny and shit.
His content style has always been raw and unfiltered, very fast delivery, and a willingness to say things most people wouldn't say publicly.
I mean, over time, I first seen him, he was doing the gay shit, so I thought it was just like I first seen the Polo G freestyle, and I knew him a little bit before or after that, but I know after the Polo G freestyle, he started really doing the gay shit. But before that, he was just chilling like on stream and shit, and he was he was like with, I don't know who it was. It was somebody he was with before he started hanging with Zeus and B-Lou and all them niggas.
That energy was reinforced by the circles he began moving in, spending time around figures like Andrew Tate. At the same time, Adin Ross's audience is largely made up of young men, many of them still forming their sense of identity and mistaking performance for confidence.
Hungry Root is here.
And I needed it because my fridge is super empty.
I'm gonna open the box.
On the other side of this, we have Doechii, a Grammy-winning rapper and singer, whose rise has been one of the biggest stories in hip-hop and music over the last year. Now, a recent sequence of events between Adin Ross and Doechii connected two very different corners of the internet, and it started
Yeah, very different, because her come up was very authentic, very, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, it was very patient, over time, built foundational. Adin Ross it was kind of, you know, he put his work in, but it was kind of like, you know, sporadic. Like, oh yeah, he's with Bronny. He's just a kid with Bronny. He's just a kid with Bronny. And then next thing you know, he Adin Ross. You know. I feel like she kind of didn't have that connection, and it ain't nothing wrong with connections, bro. You know who you know. However you get in, that's how you get it. You get it how you live, man. I don't feel like nobody industry plant. Some people just have, everybody just got a different hand. You play your cards. So we all got the ability to get to where we want to be. Some people going ultimately have it easier and have an easier path to get there than other people, and that's just what it is. That's just life.
conversation about what happens when you actually have to answer for the things you say online. Now, this began with repeated hostile messaging directed at Doechii by Adin Ross last year, and it quickly escalated into something much larger, not because of a single comment, but because of the pattern behind it. And it wasn't just random internet backlash. A lot of the pushback came from inside the culture.
And to the young black men in the streaming world, I'm disappointed in y'all, and y'all need to do better, because the fact that none of y'all didn't have nothing to say about somebody that looked like this speaking to a black woman this way when you came from a black woman, I pray that I don't see none of y'all streaming with nobody.
I seen, and I wanted to react on stream, so I watched Dante. He reacted to the videos, and I'm just like, bro, he reacted to a very good video, and that this dude made, and this was my first time hearing about the drama, but I'm like, man, this shit is crazy. Like, I'm seeing the clips, I'm like, how did it even get like, and apparently, he just randomly started just saying fuck her and calling her bitches and just talking shit about her. The first video I seen, it was over this video of her talking to her dressing room team or something. But the way he was talking in that video seemed like he been already not fucked with her. So I don't know really it originate from, but you know a lot of people say it's really just racism and sexism, which is, yeah, true.
Like this ever again.
Let's rewind to May of 2025.
Okay, look, this is the exact video I'm talking about, chat. This where I seen that it originated from. And I seen him reacting to the video, and then he was like, yeah, this is why I fucking hate her. Like, he said this is why he hate her. So apparently he already fucking didn't like her.
You might remember that viral moment involving Doechii.
Oh yeah, he was saying that that this song Anxiety was ass. I mean,
A clip from
it was a very annoying song, but I think it's because they played it too much, and then it's already a remix of a song that already came out. So it's just like, it was so easy to get tired of hearing it.
Met Gala spread online where she was,
and then on top of that, since the original song is already so popular, it's a lot of comparisons to the original, like, you know, like, oh yeah, it's not better than the original though. Yeah.
criticized for the way she spoke to staff while preparing to walk the carpet.
Like
that part of the story isn't the focus here. What
was
matters is the reactions that came after the fact. Doechii was hit with a wave of criticism across social media, and one of the people who decided to blast her was streamer Adin Ross. During a live stream reacting to the clip, Adin Ross went far beyond criticism. shifting from commentary into repeated personal attacks. And to be clear, criticizing someone's art, their music, or their work, that's fair game. No issues there, right? That's what comes with being a public figure. But this wasn't about the music. The language he used was targeted and honestly dehumanizing. Don't get me started on that industry plant, Adin said. And then he made some comments about her being...
He was like, oh, dude, don't get me started on that bitch. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that bitch. That industry plant. You know how you talk. Don't get me started on that bitch. An entitled, unintelligent piece of shit. Which is ironic.
Titled unintelligent piece
like,
of...
And why? How is she unintelligent? And how are you so intelligent? Because you white? Because she a black woman?
Of shit. Now this was back in May of 2025, and things escalated right before the new year when Doechii dropped...
Hold on, chat. The struggles of living in a crib with the fam. We trying to make it out, chat. Be patient. Y'all watching it come on. Okay.
A song featuring singer SZA, and on that record, she appeared to respond to the industry plant narrative, seemingly aimed at Adin Ross. But just to be clear, to the industry...
All that industry plant shit, I see it on the blogs. I see you in the... You suck every rap nigga from the... Damn. No cap, though. Definitely do. On 6ix9ine. On 6ix9ine meet. But, nah, though. The reason I ain't say the last words was because I know they be trying to copyright niggas just for reading rap lyrics, which is crazy.
Plant narrative, seemingly aimed at Adin Ross. But just to be clear, she never name dropped him directly, but the references were pointing towards a few things connected to Adin Ross, calling out blog...
Suck the dick from the back.
Blog chatter, live stream discourse, and people who built relevance through proximity to rappers rather than contribution to the culture itself. Specifically, there was a line about somebody sucking every rap ninja's penis from the back.
Like, come on now. Like, look at him, bro. He looked like he do that. He probably literally said that before. This type of shit he would say.
Now, for anyone who doesn't know, a major part of...
Hey, them gummy bears right there, it's my favorite, bro. I want some of them right now.
Adin Ross's rise came through live streams with rappers specifically. That's why he's so hip-hop adjacent.
Yep.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base 44. This is
not a part
those
of the
appearances.
culture. He just benefits from it. Literally, just like every other person like him that has some crazy take. Literally, it's crazy. All these people that have these crazy takes like this, they literally benefit from the culture, which is insane.
Were the backbone of his early visibility and growth. So seeing things through that lens, what Doechii said wasn't random. It flipped the entire industry plant accusation back onto who was actually benefiting from hip-hop culture, or rather sucking dick from the back, like Doechii said, right? After the song dropped, Adin Ross went on another live stream tirade, going right back to the same pattern of insults. Only this time, it was even more disrespectful. And once again, the language he used quickly turned into a string of personal...
And that's how you know what she said really hit home. It really hit home for bro ass.
And dehumanizing and demeaning attacks. Not about her music, but about her as a person. Among some of the things he said were phrases like a dumb, fat, bitch, a botted effing bitch, meaning he was implying she faked her music streams and her success with the use of bots. And he also called her a smelly whore. Now clearly this was meant to humiliate this woman, to demean her, to strip away legitimacy rather than challenge ideas. And here's the thing, right? He wasn't
even trying to combat the argument of the lyrics she said in the song. He just was straight on some, like, he just was straight raging, like, fuck you, Fuck you, bitch. He wasn't even breaking her down with real criticism. I understand why he would be mad, but yeah, he had nothing to say.
When it goes that hard on another person, you got to keep in mind, it's not really about that other person. That type of language usually says more about what's happening inside the person projecting the words than it does about who they're aiming it at. Also, it's important to note that Doechii never mentioned Adin Ross by name before any of this. Not in a song, not publicly, not anywhere. So I don't really understand why you'd speak about someone you don't even know like this, let alone another woman as a man. It just doesn't really make any sense, right? It's one thing to criticize someone's art. That's obviously fair game, but calling a woman an unintelligent piece of shit on your platform where millions of people follow you when you've never even met her, it's OD. Now, this is when the men inside the culture started speaking up. And one of those men was Joe Budden. But more importantly, we have a Los Angeles rapper, Glasses Malone, who spoke up. He's a close affiliate of Top Dog Entertainment, the label behind Kendrick Lamar, which Doechii currently is signed to. And Glasses Malone made something very clear. He said that this kind of disrespect.
I didn't know she was signed to Kendrick. That's actually tough. And that's perfect because she's in that space of you know authentic rappers and people who truly just love the art. I fuck with that. That's dope.
Doesn't exist in a vacuum, and that Adin Ross was entering territory he can't go back from. In other words, walk around and you will find out.
You keep calling her names, bro. I swear to God on Olivia, bro. It's going to come to a place where that's like it's permanent. Stop playing with that lady name. Don't call her out her name. Don't be doing all that because you're gonna fuck around and you finna say the wrong thing and it's gonna be a problem.
Now this is where the energy starts to shift. There's always a moment in every story when the words you say.
Now, let's see what's happening after this point, because this all I know. I seen him say that. I seen that clip. Now let's see what happened to that. This the drama chat. This the content. Come on, y'all. We got content.
Stop being just words. And you actually have to be accountable for them. Because after the pushback from inside the hip-hop culture, you can hear the tone
EVE Online is a vast unit.
Change. On a
You know another thing, bro. Somebody tell me they think streaming is a waste of time. Which is funny. Cause they like, oh yeah, streaming, YouTube, all that content shit is a waste of time. But literally everything, every hobby, every little thing you do with your time that's not exactly work or survival, it's a waste of fucking time. We all trying to find the best way to waste our time before we fucking die. That's literally all we do. That's literally everybody. Whether you race cars, whether you go rock climbing, whether you fucking climb trees, whether you skydive, whether you play sports, any hobby, TikTok, all that shit is a waste of time. It's all a waste of time. You just find a way to waste time that makes you happy. The fuck? Don't listen to nobody say, chat. Just do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, this is your life and you got to live and die. And if they want to live for everybody else, you got to let them do them. You got to live for yourself. Fuck them niggas.
Just words. And you actually have to be accountable for them. Because after the pushback from inside the hip-hop culture, you can hear the tone change. On a live stream with DJ Academics, Adin Ross got unusually candid about his safety. He starts talking about the threats he says he's been receiving as a result of what he said about Doechii, and explained that he's contacted law enforcement about the situation.
And now when people want to threaten my life and stuff, I really wish they would, bro. I walk around 4 security guards. I'm about to upgrade to Mossad at this point with police. I really wish some.
All right. You notice a pattern here. Notice a pattern here. White person goes all ballistic and acting all aggressive. It's clearly the aggressor in the situation. Black person responds. Just responds. That's it. On the same energy. Just responds on the same energy. Hey, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to fuck around and find out. Now it's, oh wow, I can't believe you would actually threaten to do physical harm, and violence is never the answer. It's like you want to play that card when it's convenient for you. Like, it's okay for you to act all aggressive and irate, i.e. how they say niggas act. It's okay for you to act like a nigga, but when it's convenient for you, you can go back to being white. Ironic.
But his head will get one tapped. I got threats online, and I see them.
When the nigga, it's okay for you to act like a quote unquote nigga, but when somebody meets you there and bring you that same energy, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna call the police. Like, come on now.
I'm allowed to have my security take action to defend me. So if you threaten me online in a vivid threat saying you're gonna kill me or you're gonna do this to me or you're gonna get me beat up, that's a threat. And I've already contacted police about that.
Adin describes moving with heavy security and references police involvement. He makes it clear that any online threats are being taken seriously, treated as real-world possibilities, not just internet chatter. And this is the moment when the intangible words, posts, streams, content start meeting reality. Because once the conversation shifts to security, to police, to real-world protection, we're no longer talking about online bravado, we're talking about consequences. In human history, words have always had an immediate cost. If you said something out of line, you had to answer for it. You had to deal with the reaction right there. And that pressure shaped how we learned to move socially.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying before. Just like he said, before the internet, if you said something out the way, you had to answer for it right then and there. You feel me? In person with niggas. Now, once you saying something over the net, it's still like that in person, but if you say something over the net, you have to wait for that message to reach that person. For that person to respond, then you have to wait for the message to get back to you. And also there's no presence. It takes away the presence of it. Notice how everything that you see is past. It's past tense. It already happened. It take away the presence. You don't see a motherfucker's presence that you talking to. And these emotions that you having is not in the present at all. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Y'all niggas ain't slow.
I had to deal with the reaction right there. And that pressure shaped how we learned to move socially. There was always a price to what you said. And in the best way possible, that kept excuse my French, that kept people in check. Then the internet changed that. Suddenly you could say anything from a distance. No eye contact, no one standing in front of you. We've gotten used to a reality where words are now separated from consequences. Where you could say something on the internet and feel like it disappeared into a screen. But that version of the internet, believe it or not, is gone. What you say online, despite what a lot of people may think, flows into the real world. It moves, it reaches people, and eventually it comes back with weight attached to it. That's what the story is really about. When money and influence enter the picture, power does something to people. Because when it lands in the hands of someone who once felt powerless, it doesn't actually make them more powerful, but it does change what they think they can say and do. It creates an internal balance where attention and money now make up for what they used to lack. That's their new equilibrium. However, unlike the kid who thinks nobody can touch him on the playground, who eventually has to answer for what he does, online, that moment of accountability.
You have it listen, you type it in, and then you go digging.
Can take a lot longer, but that time always eventually comes. And that's where Adin Ross comes into the picture. The difference now is insulation. I remember something my dad once told me. He said, Never run your mouth more than your body can handle. Meaning, don't let your mouth start a race your ass can't finish. And in this story, the installation comes from money and influence, from security, even the protection of law enforcement, which creates a feeling of safety, a sense that you can say anything, escalate anything, and still feel untouchable. But history keeps showing the opposite. A real world example of that is something that happened in the hip hop world years ago, when rapper Smoke Perp publicly disrespected singer and rapper Russ online, even going as far as using Russ's sister as his Instagram profile picture as a way to mock him. Now, sometime later after that, Smoke Perp would eventually have a meeting with what we call the FAFO Association. That energy he put out online followed him all the way across the pond to Deutschland, Germany, and Russ's goons gave him a pair of Beats, no Dr. Dre. When something that started online ends up following someone across the Atlantic Ocean, you start realizing what's really on the line. Not reputation, not clout, but peace. There are a lot of people in this online space who prayed for influence. They prayed for attention. They prayed to be seen. And when they finally got it, it didn't give them the life they imagined. It gave them something that requires constant maintenance, and not the good kind. We're talking constant noise, constant reaction, constant escalation. A version of themselves they can't turn off, even if they wanted to. And this is why I always say that peace is the most expensive commodity in this digital age. Because although that attention will pay you, it comes with a heavy tax burden. It taxes your peace. It taxes your sense of safety. It taxes your freedom. And freedom is the first thing you don't realize you've lost until it's already gone. I really want to use this particular moment right here to share a message, which is a cautionary tale, especially for a lot of the young people trying to come up on social media right now. One of the biggest illusions of the internet is that it feels consequence free. Like you can say anything, you can do anything, right? And there's a lot of people who get away with saying the worst of the worst. I'm sure you can think about some of those people, right? They get eyeballs, they get views, they get money, they get clout, they get insulated, or so they think, because insulation is not immunity. Sooner or later, the energy you put out online has to get answered in real life. One thing I always say is that you never want to become a hostage to your own success. In this generation, we're watching more and more people get rewarded for building platforms where they're acting out, provoking people, and harassing innocent people, just trying to live their lives and stay out the way. Whether it's pranksters, chasing reactions, or clout-hungry personalities, saying things just to stay relevant. Because once you build your name on making people's lives harder for no reason, you don't run the game anymore. Build your name on making
Walmart bug spray suspect facing new charges. The self-proclaimed social media troll was in court after for a burger. Oh, they don't show what happened. What he do? What he do with the bug spray? I don't know about this. Costco eggs recall.
People's lives harder for no reason. You don't run the game anymore. The game runs you. At that point, the instigator isn't really in control anymore. They're responding to the audience, almost like a puppet. Not because they're powerful, but because that's what keeps the lights on. I remember years ago, rapper Denzel Curry dropped this music video called Clout Cobain, where it explored what happens when clout becomes a cage, when attention turns into pressure, and success starts feeling like something you can't step away from. The saddest part is that a lot of people don't actually want to get out, because as ugly as it looks, it does pay. There's a reason why it often feels like the loudest public figures, the ones who thrive off chaos, aren't the most grounded people. Part of it is the algorithm, but part of it is us, what we reward, what we react to, what we keep watching. And in this story with Adin, Ross, and Doechii, we see how the internet can create some distance between someone and the words they say online. But in the end, nobody is invincible. Nobody is above consequences. Even if you never get caught in real life, something still gets taken from you. Sometimes the price is caution. It's looking over your shoulder more than you used to. It's moving through the world a little differently because you know what you put out there. And that's the part people don't talk about. Not every consequence is visible. Some of them you just have to learn how to live with. But what do I know? If you made it this far, drop a like on this video. Clearly this conversation resonated with you if you made it this far, right? If you're not subscribed, you already know what to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Y'all let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace. I'm out.
I did it on this stream. Y'all let him know in his comments Comment on my shit if you want. I know I ain't got that many views and ain't gonna be that many comments. Y'all don't like to comment on the empty vid because I don't know what's wrong with y'all.